As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the dense forest, our intrepid trio found themselves at the edge of a deep chasm. The demon's thunderous roar echoed through the valley, sending shivers down their spines. Before them stretched a bridge of vines, swaying precariously in the evening breeze. Lila, her eyes scanning the treacherous path ahead, turned to her companions. "We can't fight this beast head-on," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We need a plan." Tara's eyes lit up with an idea. "My mantra ointment," she exclaimed, reaching into her satchel. "It might just give us the edge we need." Ravi, not to be outdone, chimed in with his own suggestion. "What if we create a decoy? Something to distract the demon while we make our move." The group huddled together, their minds racing with possibilities. As night fell, they set to work in a nearby clearing, their hands moving swiftly by the light of Tara's glowing herbs. Ravi, his brow furrowed in concentration, began carving a wooden figure resembling a villager. His hammer rang out in the stillness as he shaped the decoy, carefully infusing it with iron nails for weight. "This will fool it," he said, a hint of pride in his voice. "The demon won't know what hit it." Meanwhile, Lila paced back and forth, muttering under her breath. She was practicing her story, a tale of a demon tricked by a wise fox from Telugu folklore. Her words flowed like honey, weaving a tapestry of deception that she hoped would ensnare their foe. As the first light of dawn broke through the trees, they heard it. The demon's footsteps shook the ground, causing leaves to tremble and small animals to scatter in fear. The trio exchanged nervous glances, their hearts pounding in their chests. This was it. The moment of truth. The demon burst into the clearing, its massive form blocking out the sun. "Your sacrifice!" it demanded, its voice like thunder. Lila stepped forward, her voice steady despite her fear. "Great and powerful demon," she began. "Before we offer our tribute, allow me to share a tale. Long ago, a demon much like yourself was promised a feast by the villagers." As Lila spun her tale, the demon's eyes grew wide with interest. It leaned in, captivated by her words. Taking advantage of the distraction, Tara crept forward, applying her mantra ointment to the wooden decoy. The figure began to glow with an eerie, lifelike light. Suddenly, the demon's patience snapped. With a roar of hunger, it lunged forward, its massive jaws clamping down on the decoy. But instead of the soft flesh it expected, its teeth met iron. The nails Ravi had embedded in the wood scratched and scraped, while Tara's ointment burned like fire in its mouth. "Traitors!" the demon screamed, its voice filled with rage and pain. The battle that followed was like nothing the trio had ever experienced. The demon, enraged by their trickery, summoned water serpents from the nearby river. The serpentine creatures slithered towards them, their scales glinting in the morning light. Ravi was the first to act. With a mighty swing of his hammer, he smashed one of the serpents, sending it flying back into the water. Tara, her hands moving in a blur, scattered herbs that dissolved another serpent on contact. Lila, her mind racing, began shouting riddles at the remaining creatures. "What has a bed but never sleeps, a mouth but never eats?" she cried. The serpents paused, confused by her words. "A river," Lila answered triumphantly, and to their amazement, the serpents began to weaken. As the battle raged on, something strange began to happen. Ravi, who had always relied on his physical strength, found himself admitting to the guilt he'd carried for so long. With each confession, he felt a surge of true strength flowing through him. Tara, who had always seen her kindness as a weakness, began to embrace it as a source of power. And Lila, her stories once mere entertainment, now wielded them like weapons against their foes. Just as it seemed they might gain the upper hand, a new threat emerged. A village messenger bird arrived, carrying a note clutched tightly in its beak. With trembling hands, Tara unrolled the parchment. Her face paled as she read the message from Guruji Vikram. She whispered, her voice filled with dread. "He's rallying against us." The news sent a wave of tension through the group. They had faced demons and serpents, but the threat of betrayal from one of their own was something they hadn't prepared for. The weight of their mission suddenly felt heavier than ever before. As the sun reached its zenith, the demon, battered and bruised, began to retreat. But its parting words sent a chill through their bones. "This isn't over," it snarled, its eyes burning with hatred. "I will have my revenge." Exhausted but alive, the trio slumped to the ground. But their respite was short-lived. As they caught their breath, Ravi noticed something strange. A glimmer of light caught his eye, leading him to a hidden spring tucked away behind a cluster of rocks. "Look!" he called to the others, his voice filled with wonder. Could this be the river's true source? Lila and Tara rushed to his side, their eyes widening as they took in the sight. The spring bubbled with crystal-clear water, its surface dancing with an otherworldly light. But as they drew closer, they realized that this discovery brought with it a new set of challenges. The spring was surrounded by ancient symbols and markings, each one a puzzle waiting to be solved. As the day drew to a close, our heroes found themselves facing a new chapter in their journey. They had overcome the demon's attack. But at what cost? The threat of Vikram loomed over them like a dark cloud, and the mysteries of the hidden spring beckoned. With heavy hearts, but determined spirits, they set up camp for the night, knowing that tomorrow would bring new trials and tribulations. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Lila, Tara, and Ravi huddled around their small campfire. The flames cast flickering shadows on their faces, highlighting the worry and determination etched there. They had come so far, faced so much, but their journey was far from over. With the demon's promise of revenge, Vikram's betrayal, and the puzzles of the hidden spring awaiting them, they knew that their greatest challenges still lay ahead. But as they looked at one another, drawing strength from their bond, they silently vowed to face whatever came next, together.